So a very, very warm welcome to you all. We are here at Guards Polo Club for a away game for the St. Regis British Open for the Cowdray Gold Cup. And we have got a header for you now. Wow. It is two La Dolfina sides going up against each other. It is Adolfo Cambiasso for Jindal Steel La Dolfina, and it is La Dolfina Marques de Riscal with Perotto Cambiasso. It's father versus son. It's Dolfina against Dolfina, and it's so important, this match. It's crucial because if Adolfo loses this one, he is probably out and he's out of this tournament because it will be 3 losses. If Perotto wins this, he still keeps his contention in for a run in this St. Regis British Open. So it's all to play for. We have some amazing horsepower out there, as you can imagine, with the Dolfina camp, and we have a first shot on goal. But it has gone wide to the right-hand side from the Jindal Steel team. Looked like Ferrari had connected well with that one. So let's have a quick lineup. We've got Naveen Jindal at the Jindal Steel. He's at the front. Rufi Merlos is in the number 2 position. Gonzalo Ferrari in the 3rd position. And at the back, Adolfo Cambiasso, the GOAT. And then against Perotto. Perotto's at the back. Felix Essain, who's been having a fantastic game, a tournament so far, scoring loads of goals, is in number 3 position. Simon Prado is at number 2, the worker in this team. And Alejandro Aznar at the top. So it's Alejandro Aznar versus Naveen Jindal, and it is going to be a very interesting match. It's all to play for here on the Queen's Ground. So let's bring you some live action as we go in this first chukker. So many people here looking and watching. There's the shot, and it will be Felix Desain. He's a goal-scoring machine. He scored so many. He looks to go for the ball. There was a deflection off a Jindal Steel player. He holds his stick up in the air, and it may be that it's gone off the line, or it could be just a knock-in. It's just a knock-in over the back line. So just to give you some history to where we are in the tournament. It's game 31. La Dolfina Marques de Riscal, they lost their first game against Lorenzo and Heta. They lost 9-14. And what's quite interesting is when Jindal Steel, when Adolfo played those two boys, it went to overtime and they nearly won. So that's an interesting thing. It was the first match for Perotto against the cousin. But yeah, he lost by 9-14, whereas Adolfo went to overtime. So that's an interesting one. But then they beat Kazakh really easily, Perotto's side, 12-6. But Adolfo lost against Kazakh quite easily, 11-14. So it's been a very interesting sort of format if you look at it like that. And Adolfo, this is their 3rd game for Jindal Steel. It's their 3rd game, this one here. Whereas La Dolfina Marques de Riscal have already played 3 games and they have 1 more left in the bank. Whereas Adolfo has 2 left in the bank today and the next one. But they've got to win this one because if they lose, they've only got 1 more chance. And that'll be 3 losses and 1 win potentially. So it means Adolfo might be out. So La Dolfina will be happy because one body will win for La Dolfina, but will it be father or will it be son? We've seen this play out so many times in America, in the US Open. We've seen it so many times where we've got father against son. Right, in we come. Look at that. It's nice from Ferrari. Ferrari takes out Perotto. In comes Rufi Merlos. I mean, 19 years of age, Rufi, playing with Perotto all the time, and now he's with Adolfo. And just as you see, he taps it on the near side. Adolfo easily, calm as you like. Perotto's chatting to Howard Smith, the umpire. He's just saying, no, my dad was wrong. I mean, 19 years of age, Rufi, playing with Perotto all the time, and now he's with Adolfo very quickly. And just as moved it up, so it's the first penalty. Near side, Adolfo. Ponies wise, let's have a good look at see what's coming out. I know Adolfo's on JM Alumina. We've got Rufi Merlos is on Dolfina Madriguera. And Gonzalo Ferrari is on Lucky. But they're all going to go and change now and make it very difficult for me to see which spares are coming out onto the field. But we have got some serious horsepower here. If you think about the La Dolfina camp and what they bring from a horsepower point of view, not only in the elite horse breeding program that they have, but it's just the top international equine athletes that they've been breeding in the last 10, 15, 20 years. The cloned champions as well. Remember, they're constantly continuing to push that genetic side, that genetic innovation in equine sports, in raising the bar on horsepower. I mean, it really gives so much access to like superior horsepower. and then also preserves the talent of, you know, of a horse's lifespan. And it's changing the way people are playing. It's revolutionizing team dynamics here. It's emphasizing the balance of fitness and of strategic horse rotation and peaking, and there's nobody that does it better than Adolfo. Adolfo along the ground from the 60, just gets stopped by some traffic, picked up by La Dolfina, Marques de Riscal. Perotto is in behind. He leaves it now for him. Rufi up to Felix. Felix Assign, what a brilliant couple of games he's had. Scored 12 goals the other day. Amazing play that he played against Kazakh the other day. For me, he got MVP. He had a brilliant run on that horse we've been showing you on the socials on Tasty, where he took it from one end, pass from Perotto up to him, and he had a brilliant goal. We've been loving that on the highlights now. Here we go. That's a beautiful pass from Jindal Steel. They're right in front of Cole. It's great defence from La Dolfina, Marques de Riscal. This really is battle of the two La Dolfina sides. I mean, you can't get any closer to this. It's packed here on the tailgating side, here on the Queen's Ground at Guards. The sun is shining. Pitch looks fantastic. And here comes Adolfo. There's the next shot. Wow, it was just a cheeky little chip shot. I thought he was going for the big one, but that was so measured. It was so measured to try and pick up Rufi Merlos, and Rufi's been playing with him, with Perotto in America, and then popping over to Adolfo this year, and big part of the Cambiasso. There's the shot of the back shot, and that's a really nice backhand from Jindal Steel. La Dolfina, they draw a goal on the scoreboard. Popping over to Adolfo this year, and big part of the Cambiasso. There's the shot of the back shot, and that's a really nice backhand from. I mean, looking at the horse lists of how many horses are here, there's so many. I mean, Adolfo's got so many clones here as well, which is really interesting. He's playing some of the clones. There's 14 or 15 horses coming to the field just for him, and then Rufi's got lots, and Perotto's got loads. It's unbelievable. And this is all to play for, because this could be Adolfo out, and it could be Perotto on tender hooks and on eggshells going through to the tournament. Whistle on the play as they come flying down. And look how quickly they change. Look how quickly they go into that corner. I don't know whether we can see it on the camera, but
Perotto's got
Perotto
loads.
and
It's
Gonza,
unbelievable.
Felix, sorry,
this is all to play for, because this could be Adolfo
changing
out,
straight onto another pony, back out again. They'd only just changed literally on the other end, and they're constantly rotating these horses. It will be a penalty to La Dolfina, Marques de Riscal. Perotto looking for Rufi. Out goes Felix Assain. I've been so impressed by Felix. Honestly, what a lovely player, what a lovely guy. But he's been the real engine, the real worker here in this team. And Perotto actually hasn't been the goal-scoring machine. It's been Felix Assain in this one. But it just shows you that he creates the gaps. And we've just got an injury here on the field with the horse. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're just going to have a little moment here on the live stream. We just had a little injury to a horse on the side out of camera shot. We need to attend to that, make sure the vet is here, and straight away everybody is here to assess and make sure horse and player gets the best possible care that we can give here in this first chukker. We'll be back in a few moments and I'll keep you updated. Thank you. Hello everybody, welcome back. Thank you so much for your patience with that. We had a medical timeout for a horse. Unfortunately, Rufy Merlos, lovely young Rufy, one of his horses, just on the turn. It was off the ball, it was off the play. It was just turning round to the side and just put its leg out and has hurt itself. So we have got the horse off the field. It's been medically attended to. It's now with the vets and it's having the best possible care. And we hope that it will recover well and Rufy's okay. And it's not nice when we see things like that happen at all. And it's all about refocusing now and getting ready for that sort of reset, isn't it? It very, very rarely happens in our sport and in the high goal. But it has now and again it happens, but we have the best possible care. The way the club officials and the vets and the ambulances and everybody dealt with getting the horse straight away to the best possible care was fantastic. So thank you everybody for that, umpires, officials, everybody here at Guards, and all the teams were brilliant. So pony's off, he's okay, but they'll be checked on the vet, obviously can't play, and Rufy is remounted onto a fresh horse, and we will start now. Back with this first chukker. We've got a couple of minutes left. Jindal Steel are 1 goal on the scoreboard. And we look forward to get going, and hopefully we will have no more dramas like that and we can crack on and see La Dolfina versus La Dolfina. If you are just joining us, it is, of course, as you can imagine, father versus son. It's Adolfo Cambiasso. He's got 2 losses on the record of the British Open so far. He needs to win this game. So we're looking forward to seeing whether he could win. If he wins this, keeps his dream alive. If he doesn't, then I think these guys are going to be out. Perotto's had 2 wins and 1 loss. Okay, here we go. We're back in game. Adolfo and everybody rushes back, and it's Perotto and it's Felix S.A.N. Felix in front. Oh, yeah. It's just gone to the right-hand side. Unlucky, but a good onslaught from the line-out. They had a line-out ball to restart that chukker. We've got a ball down here. I can see just by the boards. We'll get the umpire to pick that on up. They don't want to be playing with 2 balls, do they? I don't think they saw that. That was where we had a little stop in play. Right, here we go. Back on. Picked up by Jindal Steel. Nice big strike. Up the field we go. Reset for Rufy in his head and reset for this team. Momentum has been stopped, and it's how important these big players come back to this now and how they can refocus and get back into the game. Here comes Simon Prado straight across. This is really nice from him. He checks down. Simon Prado, what an engine and glue he's been for Felix S.A.N. And then Perotto at the back has been doing his artistry and his sweeping and his beautiful sort of painting, that I call it, that fluidness. And this team is a really nice team, but they did have a loss. They lost against Cousin. They lost against Heta and Lorenzo. They were the first game, bless them. They had the first game up against the boys, and they lost 9-14. So, but since then, though, they've won every game. I think that was a tough one for them to meet on their first game. But here we go. Backed nicely by Yassine. Going now to Rufy. Rufy reset. He's got Gonza and he's got Adolfo behind. Merlos, 19 years of age, has won so many accolades already. At 19, it's stolen by Perotto. Perotto sneaks in front of Dad. Dad was already on the line. Dad says that's mine. Perotto, that's the second time Dad's done that to him. And it's age versus youth maybe, but that's 2 penalties. Perotto's been caught by his dad. And he looks at the umpire, shrugs his shoulders, but it is a penalty. And that is the end of the chukker here as well, because the buzzer had gone, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying this live stream. We've got 4 matches today. We just had a match earlier. between Jerengiri and Signat Segavas. They won Signat Segavas. They won over Jerengiri. So they are trying to keep working their way up the table. But here for the moment, just whilst we go for a quick break, it is 1 goal to Jindal Steel before we start the second chukker. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody, to this La Dolfina versus La Dolfina, Marques de Riscal versus Jindal Steel, La Dolfina, father versus son, second chukker. Bit of a stop-and-start first chukker, but we are reset and ready to go. One goal leading to the Steel. Let's have a quick look at the horses. Alejandro Aznar for La Dolfina, Marques de Riscal coming out on Tiago. Simon Prado on Justica. Felix San on Tasty. Now, he scored 12 goals in one of the matches against Kazakh. All 12 actually were his, and one of them was a a few of them were on Tasty, so watch out for Felix San on Tasty. And Proto Cabiasso comes on Dolfina Solari, a beautiful horse that's won many best playing ponies. Now let's have a look at Jindal Steel, La Dolfina, Navin Jindal, Rufi Merlos. Rufi's coming out on Pony Jesse, one of his own breeds. Gonzalo Ferrari coming out on Hendrix, and Baser Sky for Adolfo. And that is the shot on goal from Baser Sky. 60 yards. It's gone wide. Oh, and he doesn't quite do it on the chestnut. Open Cimento out of Dolfina Emirates. And it's been playing here a lot with Adolfo and a lot in the USA. It came back over from the USA here to the UK. So watch Adolfo on Baser Sky. Backhand from Jindal Steel, from Gonzalo Ferrari. Just caught Perotto. Oh, it is a stop-and-start game, this. Perotto's just jumping off. Backhand went straight into his chest. I think he's going to have to... That's going to deaden his chest a little bit. He's going to have to breathe that out. That was a bit of a corker. Straight into his front, I think. So he's just jumping off. He's going to just have a moment, I think. Dad's just going to walk over on the horse and say, "You okay, buddy?" Or... is it his hand or is it his chest? I'm not sure where the backhand came from. I think it's his chest. He's just trying to, like, getting punched in the chest. He's a little bit winded. On the rib cage. Picks up his whip, picks up his mallet. He signals to the ambulance he's okay. He's just having a moment. And they remount. You can kind of see the mindset here of you know, it really is on the line. I'm not just sort of saying that. There's Jindal Steel, La Dolfina, they've lost 2 matches. They lost against Kazakh, they lost against Hechicera, but only just. It was overtime. It went to 8-9 for Hechicera, for Adolfo. It was a brilliant match. John and I commentated that one over on Brooks Field, and it was amazing, but they've had 2 losses, and so this is their third. They've got another match after this against Sujan Indian Tigers, but if they lose today, they're out, really, because they'll have 3 losses, and if they win against Sujan Indian Tigers, it's just 1 win, but they might lose against Sujan Indian Tigers the way they're playing, which is really kind of unusual for Adolfo with this team. And La Dolfina, Marques de Riscal, they've won 2 and lost 1. This is their last match. So they need to win this in order to get 3 wins and 1 loss. If they lose, they could force them to penalties. But anyway, here we go. Adolfo Cambiasso on base of Sky, the 9-year-old chestnut. Beautiful white blaze, open cimento out of Dolfina Emirates. And here he comes from the spot, gets possession from that. I saw Gonzalo just go and shake Perotto and say, really sorry, that's a beautiful shot up to goal. It's hit some traffic. Is it going to go? It's deflected off and deflected over the back line. That'll be a hit into the navy shirts of La Dolfina Marques de Riscal. Wow. Here we go, back in play. Perotto coming through nicely. Perotto doing a really nice job at trying to just break open this defence and try and get past Dad. Picked up beautifully from Gonzalo Ferrari. He played for Sujan Indian Tigers the other day, substituting, which was nice of him. And obviously he's played a lot with them over the years. And Juan Britos was playing with them a little bit as well. They go down to the far end. There's the backhand from La Dolfina from a nice shot from Simon Prado. Alejandro Aznar is up the top waiting for that one. They get called off it now as in comes Adolfo on base of Sky. Across the middle he goes. In comes Perotto, son and Dad. Dad just keeps him on his hip. Look at that, pushing. Perotto just pushing a little bit more. It's then pushed in front. It's Adolfo and Perotto together side by side. Adolfo just keeping him on his hip. Look at this. He's 51 years of age and he's competing at this high level still. 35 years he's been competing for the British Open. He's won it 9 times. 9 times. If he wins it again, I mean, he's at the bottom of the league at the moment, but if he wins it again, he'll get 10. And there's the shot. What a brilliant pass up. Oh, nice from Jindal Steel. And did you see he, from halfway line, from the midfield position, he kept Perotto on his left. Perotto couldn't do anything about it. He tried, he pushed, he rode off, and he just managed to keep it through. He passed it up, and that was a beautiful, beautiful goal. Another one for Jindal Steel puts them 2 goals here in the second chukker. Now they win this line out. Simon Prado. They won the Ashton Silver Cup, Alejandro Aznar, which was the last match that they played. They pulled away. They only led for 21% of the game, that, against Sujan India Tigers. They were very good in the 4th and the 5th chukker. And they scored 8 goals. Well, Felix Essain scored 8 goals in that match as well. 12 in the match before, all of 12. Then he scored 8, Felix Essain. And they won the Ashton Silver Cup, Perotto and the team for Alejandro Aznar. And here he is, Felix Essain, on Tasty. Whistle blown. This time, does Perotto get? Perotto's looking. Umpire Howard Smith. Gaston Lucero. Julian Appleby's the 3rd man. It was another one. I think they're going to take that ball up. They are. They're going to put it on the midfield there. They're going to quickly use this as a chop and change. It's a lovely 29 degrees here in the UK if you're watching. 29, 30 degrees, but there's a lovely breeze. I'm not sure if you can hear the breeze, but there's a nice breeze coming through. Bit of wind up in here at Guards. We have a away game here at Guards Polo Club for one of this match. We've got 4 matches today for the British Open for the St. Regis British Open Cowdray Gold Cup. We had Jarangiria against Signat Segavas earlier. They had a win. After this, John will be live with Black Bears versus White Crane. That's Black Bears versus White Crane. Black Bears have won all their matches so far. White Crane have 2 losses and 1 win. And then the final match at 5 o'clock. We're fitting it all in today. Valhalla versus Gaston. And that'll be 2 wins and 1 loss for Gaston. And Valhalla, unfortunately, have lost all of their matches so far. So lots of changes and lots of penalties going on here. So this goes again to Dad, this penalty. And Perotto that's the 3rd time he's his team have given away a penalty in the last 2 minutes or so, 3 minutes. So Adolfo will get on board. He's swapped off Beso Sky. He's onto another pony. And up goes Rufy Merlos, number 2. What a brilliant season he has had here, but also in America. And up he goes. Gonzalo Ferrari with a beautiful next shot. Oh, my Lord. Wow. Was that Rufy or was that Gonzalo? Unbelievable. That was a goal and a half. Literally from out. I'm not joking. He was out by the boards and he connected with that net shot with such force and such accuracy that scored, I think, one of the most, wow, it was Gonzalo. Beautiful, beautiful goal. 3-2. That was out literally 80 yards by the boards, and it was a cut neck shot straight through the post. Man, it had some fire. Ferrari comes in again. He's waiting. Is Sain. There's the launch up. This is, you can see what they're kind of doing. They're trying to really stretch Perotto and Sain because they know that that's how those players play. That's how La Dolfina Marques de Riscal has been winning their games. And obviously Adolfo taught Perotto everything that he knows. And it's really interesting when you see these two go head to head and what must be going through both of their brains right now and the way their teams are dynamically put together. And if you look, you've got Simon Prado at number 2, but you've got Rufy Merlos at number 2. And then you look at, you've got Felix Asahain, who's the goal-scoring machine and the engine of La Dolfina Marques de Riscal. But then you've got Gonzalo Ferrari, who's just capable of scoring, well, he scored a couple of goals and that brilliant one just then. And he's on it again, Ferrari. Ferrari driving through. Perotto, whistle as Perotto tries to defend. Felix changing down that end. It looks like it might be a penalty to Jindal Steel. To La Dolfina this time. And the tables are turned. Finally, Perotto and his team get the penalty that they've been wanting, to get that possession, to try and go from a set play. They have it now. Perotto turns right. There's the pass from Essain to Perotto. Felix is behind. Perotto's midfield. Up goes Prado. Simon Prado, but he's got a bit too far. But Adolfo's jumped back to keep on him. He knows where the ball's coming, this man. And there's Essain again with the launch up. Adolfo's been caught short. There's Jindal Steel. There's Naveen. Naveen might have come across in front of a galloping Simon Prado. And another whistle. Oh, they have. Have they given a penalty one? Adolfo is kicking off. Oh, no. What have we got here? They have. They've given it. And there's a big conversation going on at the moment from the umpire, from Howard Smith to Adolfo. The umpire blew the whistle again. The flag was... Oh, hang on. The goal's been taken off the scoreboard. I thought there was a penalty one given there. Okay, so not a penalty one, but a penalty for Felix Essain as he takes this and strikes it through, and then they come through. Okay, so it wasn't an automatic penalty one, it was a technical penalty for them. They then take the goal, they then have a 5B in the middle possession back for La Dolfina Marques de Riscal. So we were talking about how automatic penalty ones are actually more regular now in this game, but that wasn't an automatic one. It was a penalty technical, and then it was given in the middle. Umpire shouts play, and it will be Perotto to take this. One of the most formidable teams in the high goal season. that legendary Spanish patron Alejandro Aznar and the prestigious Marques de Riscal. It's established itself in both the Cartier Queen's Cup and the St. Regis British Open. There's the shot to goal. It's beautiful. And already they turn it and they get it now. 2 goals, 1 from the penalty and then 1 from the set play from the middle. That is unfortunate. Jindal Steel won't be happy with that. Adolfo's still shrugging his shoulders and talking to Gaston Lucero and saying, no, that's didn't agree with that one little bit, but it is what it is. And back to the middle they are now here. 3-2 they lead. Jindal Steel. Essain in front of Adolfo this time, straight out the lineup possibly. Could be a penalty hit to the white shirts. Yes, it is. That's unfortunate for them. I was just saying how they did a standout performance. They were unbeaten in all the league stages of the Queen's Cup. They defeated White Crane, Chibao La Pampa, Signet Segabastian and GD. They reached the quarterfinals and the semi-finals, but they lost in overtime to Aureus. And Aureus made the final against Balance Capital. So they've got a point to prove, La Dolfina, Marques de Riscal. Perotto's got a point to prove. He needs to win. He needs to get this team still staying inside this St. Regis British Open. But Adolfo, he's got an even bigger point to prove as he's lost both of his games. And can he have the comeback king that he's often used to? Ruthie Merlos now, reset and focused after number 1. Launches that ball up. It goes to Adolfo. That's really nice how they're using... now they're using Ruthie at the back, and Adolfo's kind of gone more midfield. Picked up beautifully by Perotto. He avoids the hook from his dad, and he gets it across to the side. He tries to take it on the near side. It's gone away from him a little bit, and Adolfo gets a beautiful near side backhand, and first to turn is Ferrari. Ferrari's there. He scored before. There's the near side shot to goal. Gonzalo Ferrari. That was the quicker turn from Cambiasso. Wow, near side backhand picked up by Ferrari. Ferrari turned on a dime, and a brilliant, brilliant goal. That is the end of the chukker here at the end of the second chukker. They'll take a goal there for Jindal Steel, and we will be back in a few moments for the start of the third. Thank you very much. Stay with us. This is going to be one tough match. We're back live here at the Queen's Ground at Gans Polo Club for the away game for the St. Regis British Open for the Cowdray Gold Cup. It is La Dolfina and Marques de Riscal. They arrive with unfinished business here, and they are led by the electrifying Perotto Cambiasso and backed by one of the strongest young Argentine units in the game. You've got Felix Essain and Simon Prado, and they really are working hard out here. But Jindal Steel, La Dolfina with Dad, with Adolfo Cambiasso, with the GOAT, is just keeping them slightly ahead. Naveen Jindal really very much coming forwards with a brilliant partnership. Indian polo patron Naveen Jindal and the legendary La Dolfina organisation. Let's have a look at some horses. Alejandro Aznar on Indica, Simon Prado on Valentina, Felix Sayen on Mensajera, Perotto Cambiasso is on Dolfina. Oh, no, he's not. He's on Ladybug. Jindal Steel, what have we got? Rufi Merlos, Pony Magdalena. Gonzalo Ferrari is on Miski. Adolfo Cambiasso starting on Alberta Augusta. Okay, just picking up some horseshoes there. Sorry about that. Had to pick some horseshoes up from Howard Smith off the field. Got 2 horseshoes. Hopefully that's lucky. Lucky for me, or hopefully lucky for somebody on that team. There we go. Adolfo Cambiasso picks that up and passes it up to Rufi Merlos. I'll tell you about Alberta Augusta that Adolfo's riding now, actually. This is a really beautiful horse. He's won a few best playing ponies on it. And if I give you some information on that when we get round to it. He just drops back. And he's just going to wait for this ball to come back from La Dolfina Marques de Riscal. It is Perotto that has possession. Drives that ball up, Perotto, to try and find Alejandro Aznar. Ali's going to get a good hit on it. Yes, he does. He just little tap, but just ran away with him. So, what a steal. Did you see that? Perotto came in and challenged Dad. God, I wonder how many times they've done that in practice and in a match. That was brilliant, but Adolfo still managed to keep it away from him finally. There's Sayen, such a brilliant player. Felix, he's just getting such brilliant backhands in. Really opening that way. He's constantly working, whether he's in the field, if he's at attack, if he's in defence. There's another pass. Alejandro Aznar on his own in front of goal. This could be a chance for Ali. They've used him, and he shoots. Oh, and it's just gone to the right-hand side. Oh, unlucky Ali. Unlucky. That was such a nice little foresight from Perotto. They're not afraid to use Alejandro Aznar at the front, and that was a great backhand from Felix Sayen. For me, one of the standout players for this season. I've really enjoyed watching him as a 6-goaler, working super hard for his team, and not taking away from any other 6-goalers working hard, but just Felix just seems to be playing really on his game at the moment and always really super well mounted. So Alejandro Aznar gets called to go the back, and he does. He gets a lovely little tail back. That's plenty. That's brilliant. So can anybody ride onto that one? It will be Gonzalo Ferrari. Does the backhand, but unfortunately Naveen Jindal might have been in the way of, or Felix Sayen might have been in the way. But also Gonzalo Ferrari looks like he's tweaked himself as well. And it's all happening here at Guards on the Queen's Ground, ladies and gentlemen. So it's a change for Felix. Fiamento Racing.com.argentina. Have a look at that if you're interested in horse racing, discovering more about breeding, syndicate, owning a share of a horse, and discovering the massive potential that you can have. Do have a look at Fiamento Racing. Just whilst we take a little stop and play here, we're just seeing Felix Sayen coming off the field just to change onto ponies. Different pony. So we're back in play. Adolfo calls back to everybody. Perotto gets a beautiful shot up there to find Simon Prado. Prado opens up his shoulders. He sees a gap. He goes to run it down. It just goes onto the near side for Felix Sayen, but he can't quite finish with that one. And it's unfortunate that he couldn't quite connect and then get a goal on that one. We were talking about Alberto Augusta for Adolfo for the pony that he jumps onto now for this chucker. Alberta Supernova out of Alegria, used to belong to James Bay for BP Polo, and he played the Open many, many times. It's probably one of the best ones Adolfo's got here that he's playing at the moment. This one he's on now. What a turn. He looks back and he says, oh no, we made a mistake there. We made a mistake. He's not happy about that at all. Yeah, absolutely. Come on, he says. And yeah. Yeah, there we go. Was a goal. 4-3 it is. Back to the middle they go. Rufy just got a little bit of a telling off. Come on, he said, focus, focus, focus. That was your man. You should have had him, he said. Back to the middle they go. He's got a lot on his mind, Rufy, but he's got to learn from that first chucker how to mindset it. And he does. Look at, he comes back. He needed maybe that little bit of telling off because he's come through. He's won the line out. He's pushed off. He's taken Perotto. This could be a goal. Maybe he can claim it back and say to Adolfo, I'm sorry. And there is the shot on goal. And there is the flag. And he got it. They got it. They got it. They got it. They got it. Amazing, amazing, amazing play. Well done. Well done. Oh, God. That's what it needed. Rufy, bless him, got a little shouting out on the goal before from Perotto scoring and La Dolfina Marques de Riscal, but they have managed to get another one back at the end of that little stop and play. They're going to change some ponies now. We're halfway through the chukker. Free change for everybody. It is warm. It's about 30 degrees here, so it's 5-3. Jindal Steel lead. So it's 5-3. They need to win this, Jindal Steel. If they don't, we're just waiting for a free change. Now, if you think Rufy Merlos, he comes to England off the back of one huge Florida season, playing alongside Perotto and Jesse Bray for La Dolfina Scone. That was before. He reached both the CV Whitney in the final, the USPA Gold Cup, the quarters with his team. He's just absolutely flying last year, and he is here flying again for the Jindal's team. But look at who is also flying, Perotto Cambiasso, but he puts it wide. He puts it wide. Ooh. Be brought back in by Jindal Steel. 19 years old, Rufy. Hottest young prospects coming through, and obviously coming from the Merlos family, one of the brightest young stars. That speed, that horsemanship. His dad, Tincho, superstar, legend, ex-10-goaler, and Rufy's following in his footsteps because here he comes now, and he's super well mounted with his pony breed. He connects with that beautifully. Up it goes. Can it drop down? It's going. Rufy's deadly. Rufy. Oh, and it's saved off the line beautifully by La Dolfina Marques de Riscal, right off the line. That was so close. It just needed 2 more meters on it, but that ball has gone over the back line, and it'll be a hit in to the Navy shirts. Wow, good play by Rufy. He was 5 goals in 2025. He's 6 goals now. He's working his way up the field, up the handicap system, and his pony breeding, his prefix pony is doing so well. He's super well mounted, and he knows Perotto really, really well, but now this time around he's playing with Dad. Is it a corner? Yes, it is. Ball came off. Defending player. It was tried to be saved by that beautiful shot from Rufy. It was backed, but it came off a player for La Dolfina Marques de Riscal. So they do have a safety 60, have a corner here. Wide. It was a good connection from Adolfo. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. 5-3. but it just went a little bit wide. One of the most successful players in the history of the game and history of the Argentine Open. What has he got? 19 titles and over 1,000 goals scored just in Palermo alone. Started competing for this British Open in 1991 when he was 16 years of age, Adolfo. And he's still out there now at 51 competing for the same title. I mean, people's careers come and go in 35 odd years, but unbelievable that he's still, and he has 9 wins of it. 10 will rival or meet the current Carlos Gracida record. And 10 would be his magic number, 10-time US Open champion. And 10 times Queen's Cup victories, I think. So I think he's going for his 10. 10 on everything. I think he's done 10 Queens, 10 US Open, and he's 9 on British Open. So he needs one more to get that 10, doesn't he? Here comes Perotto. Tap, 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 tap. The first time we saw Perotto win a British Open was with his dad in 2020, what was it, Next Generation, I think, wasn't it? 2020, 2021, Next Generation, Jean-Francois Decaux. There's the hit, there's the release. Here comes Rufi Merlos. Merlos asking for some speed, but he hasn't got as much length, I think, as Perotto. Perotto's coming back. He's got enough. He's one horse in front. Perotto racing back. He's got to put him on his hip side, but Perotto just comes in. He just ran out a bit of gas there, I think, for Rufi. Picked up beautifully, swept in comes the artist, comes Perotto, takes it away from Rufi, taps in front. These two know each other so well. They've spent the last few years in America playing with each other. This time he's crossing over and playing with his dad, but that whole Cambiasso mentorship from both sides. Oh, dodgy bounce. Didn't let Adolfo connect with that one, but Ferrari's backing him up. Rufi goes, yep, there you go. And I think it was an okay chucker for Jindal Steel, but man, they had to work hard. They had to really work hard on that one. Yes, they lead 5-3, but gosh, La Dolfina, Marques de Riscal made them work for every inch. It's half-time here on the Queen's Ground for the British Open for the St. Regis Gold Cup. We will be back in a few minutes for the second half. Jindal Steel 5, La Dolfina, Marques, Riscal 3, and it's so important. Jindal Steel need to win this game if they want to stay alive in the tournament. They lose today, they've got to go home.
Feel it more with Lineup Pro, the premium subscription from Lineup Polo. Follow every stat live in real time. Search any player and discover win rates, strongest teammates, and powerful performance insights. Search Lineup Polo and subscribe now.
Everything begins here. Every field, every crop, every meal. But across the world, the soil we depend on is under pressure. And the future of farming depends on restoring it. Safe Rock, a natural resource to enrich the earth.
No, it's good. I mean, every victory here in England is you celebrate it, so good to play and good to get the win. We have 2 more finals. If we want to get to the quarters, we have to win 2 more games. Look forward to it, and yeah, we keep building as a team. No, with Kazakh was great fun. We had good vibe and a nice team, and those boys, yeah, they're always competitive and always fighters. No, and been good though, playing with Faku, obviously Nico's brother, and Paco. Great setup with Jonathan and Via. They've built an incredible new field, and we have all the facilities, and yeah, it's been great fun. No, if we get, I mean, listen, once we get through the quarters, it's a different tournament starts, and we see what happens there. Right now, we've got 3 finals to play. So, 2 more finals to play. So until, yeah, once we've done that, then we see when we get there. But this tournament's over in the last pool game, and then we start a new one if we get through. Shucks, in the career it's always a bit the same. We want to keep improving every day, and we try hard to improve the horses all the time with young ones and buying a few in. And yeah, at the moment I feel very confident with the horses. I've got a nice big lot of good old playing ones and some very nice young ones coming through. And yeah, we're always fighting to get that better and continue improving on the playing side.
Gone down thinking it was a 60 or further still, so rightfully waiting, and it is for Kundo Pierres. Pierres sends it out to the left-hand side, looking for Pitaluga's really good blocking work by Veer Harmsworth, giving Pitaluga the space, and between Harmsworth and Pitaluga, a really nice play. Facundo Pierres sent it, but do not underestimate the importance there of the work that was done by Veer Harmsworth, who just took away the player. He didn't need to do it forever, he just needed to give Walking Pitaluga the space coming through. 11 goals to 10.
Everything begins here. Every field, every crop, every meal. But across the world, the soil we depend on is under pressure. And the future of farming depends on restoring it. safe rock, a natural resource to enrich the earth.
Gone down thinking it was a 60 or further still, so rightfully waiting, and it is for Kundo Pierres. Pierres sends it out to the left-hand side, looking for Pitaluga's really good blocking work by Veer Harmsworth, giving Pitaluga the space, and between Harmsworth and Pitaluga, a really nice play for Kundo Pierres sent it. But do not underestimate the importance there of the work that was done by Veer Harmsworth, who just took away the player. He didn't need to do it forever, he just needed to give Walking Pitaluga the space coming through. 11 goals to 10.
Hello, a very, very warm welcome back to the second half here at British Open St. Regis for the Cowdray Gold Cup. We are at the Guards Queen's Cup ground, the Queen's ground for the Gold Cup here, and it is the La Dolfina head-to-head. La Dolfina, Jindal Steel, La Dolfina against La Dolfina Marques de Riscal. It's father versus son. It really is an interesting match. Let's have a look at some of the horses coming out. Ali Hasna on Guatubuela. Simon Prado, I don't. Yes, Simon Prado. No, I don't. Don't have anything for Prado. Felix Asayen on Yemen. Poroto Cambiaso coming out on Tyson. And Jindal Steel, let's have a look. Rufi Merlos, what's he coming out on? Benici, I think. Beniki. Gonzalo Ferrari on Verona, and Adolfo is coming out on Hete Leonor. Hete Leonor's won a lot of best playing ponies. Hete Leonor, Jete Leonor. I will tell you a little bit about her. Actually, she's first on my list. Is it a little light bay? Let's have a look. Yeah, it is a little light bay. Is it a tiny little star on her head? I think it has got a tiny little star on her head. That is a Los Machitos Libano out of Lelina. It's a La Dolfina breed. Queen's Cup, it won a best playing pony in. It played in America, and it's been playing here in the UK. If I think it is that one, yes, it may well be. Jete Leonor. Largy mare. Okay. So, where we're at, if you're just tuning us in, we're at Guards. It is the away game. There's 4 matches here today. Jelengiri lost in the match at 11 o'clock that was at Cowdray against Signat Segavas, trying to keep Signat Segavas' dream alive. They moved up a little bit, but it is tough at the top of that table. This is a different league, and we've got La Dolfina Marques de Riscal that have won 2 matches and lost 1. This is their last qualifying match, so they really ideally could do with winning it. Jindal Steel, La Dolfina, have lost 2. And they need to basically win this one. Otherwise, their game against Sijan Indian Tigers, which is their last game,
even if they win it, it means they'll have 3 losses and 1 win if they win against Sujan Indian Tigers. But if they win this one and Sujan Indian Tigers, well, then that's a different kettle of fish. So it's very important, as you can see. It's all to play for in here for head-to-head. Father versus son, La Dolfina versus La Dolfina. And it is Jindal Steel versus Marques de Riscal. On this play, a whistle given to the white shirts of Jindal Steel, La Dolfina. Ferrari hits it, takes it nicely. That is really good play from him, and that is a penalty, another one that they will take. Jindal Steel. Now, it's interesting because they lost against Heta, Perotto's team, La Dolfina Marques de Riscal. They lost against Heta and Lorenzo in La Hechicera. They led for about 30% of the game, but they lost 9-14, whereas Jindal Steel went to overtime against Heta and Lorenzo in La Hechicera. And they literally, in overtime, 8-9. But then Perotto's team, La Dolfina Marques, beat easily against Kazakh, whereas Jindal Steel lost against Kazakh. So it's an interesting stats when you look at it, things like that. I mean, the first game was La Hechicera for Perotto. That was his very first one of the draw. Tough one to meet. Maybe it was that and the ponies weren't running as well as they are now. But there's a whistle on the play there as La Dolfina Marques de Riscal, Felix Esayen trying to come through towards goal, and Jindal Steel in defence. And unfortunately, they've drawn a whistle. Will be a drop ball, though, to Jindal Steel. It doesn't go in favour of the Navy shirts, doesn't go in favour of Felix Esayen, and it will be Adolfo. He's looking for Gonzalo Ferrari, who's had a really good game, scored a lot of goals here already out of that 6-3 scoreline. People tuning in from all over the world, thank you so much. We're getting some comments coming in, getting some ones of people saying Vamos, Vamos, Perotto, and what else have we got here? We've got it's coming home, football's coming home. Yeah, thanks for that. Football is coming home, Rupert Lewis, thank you for that, hopefully. Really enjoying it, thank you so much. Tuning in from Nigeria, hello from Nigeria, watching 2 of the greatest teams on the high goal circuit at the moment. And hello in Argentina as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. Here is the defence shot needed for Jindal Steel. It's Ferrari that gets it, but there's the backhander. There's a backhand in front of a player. The whistle's been blown. Is it going to be for Navy shirts going across the white shirts? Are they going to get it? We'll find out in a second. Wow. Gaston Lucero and Howard Smith have hard work here. For those of you that watch the football, I hope you've not too tired. If you stayed up and watched in the UK, it was on at 1 o'clock in the morning. But England did win. If you're late to the party, I'm sure if you're late to the party, where have you been living? Under a stone, under a rock, with no access to a phone. But England did win their match against Mexico. 3-2, down to 10 men, red cards. It was like watching a high-goal British St. Regis Open Cowdray Gold Cup match in the last few weeks. We've had red cards, we've had yellow cards, we've had people being sent off. It's been really full of adrenaline, just like last night's match in the football for England. But we came away with it, 3-2, so we go on to the next stage. And it's all about here today. Who can come away with it today and go on to the next stage? Because if Adolfo loses, his white shirts team lose, I don't think they've got a chance of being here. Perotto pops one up. There it goes. Over everybody. The flag goes up. He says, I've had enough of this. We've been hanging around down here for the last 30 seconds. We need to score. And boom, he pops it in over everybody. And they will come back to the middle. So look at that. 4-6 in the fourth here. Regroup time. They've got things to prove. They only made it to the semi-finals of the Queen's Cup. They lost out to Aureus in overtime. But they are one of the strongest 22-goal sides entering the Gold Cup, with Perotto at 20 years of age. He's 10 goals already. That outstanding horsepower, that tactical awareness. And they're going to use this opportunity to change, free change for everybody. So the whistle will stay, and the clock will stay. Simon Prado and Felix Esayen, modern, aggressive, high-tempo professionals. And together they press hard defensively, but they run continuously off the ball. They create space for Perotto. They give the team so much speed in the transitions. That's the key. It's the transitions here. The team benefits from some of the best horsepower, but it's that speed in transitions, that thought, that pace of execution, which Perotto is so good at. So, free change has happened. Alejandro Aznar's team, few owners in the world have invested more time and passions and patience into sort of chasing the sport's biggest prizes, really. I mean, from Sotogrande to Deauville and now Cowdray, Marques de Riscal is one of the highest and respected organisations on international polo. It really is. And likewise for Jindal Steel, you think that Indian patronage teaming up with the Argentine brilliance of Adolfo. This is what polo is all about. Global communities partnering together. Here we go from the line out. Jindal Steel, they want another one here. They won't want to mess up here. Rufi Merlos, Gonzalo Ferrari are the two white shirts coming down to try and push through. Go past Felix Sayen. There's the next shot from Ferrari. There's another backup from Naveen. Jindal has a go. Wow, good effort, Naveen, but just goes wide to the right-hand side. Got to try and split up Felix Sayen and Perotto, but Simon Prado is doing such good work in defence to try and mark the Jindal Steel players. Now, a chance for Perotto and Felix and Simon. So Perotto goes in behind. Sayen is here. Simon Prado's up there. Sayen goes with Adolfo, blocks Adolfo. Got to watch that blocking rule. But it's the umpire says that's fine. Perotto's got a bit of time on the ball. Sayen goes left. Tries to get the cheeky chip shot into him. He does. He takes Rufi Merlos out at the same time. Rufi Merlos goes for the backhand, though. He does well to keep hold of that one. In comes Ferrari. No whistle from the umpires. In comes Adolfo. No whistle from the umpires. There's the shot. Sayen. Up it goes. He tried to cut shot it, but it doesn't quite get the angle. They all turn onto it. Quickly to turn is the GOAT, Adolfo. But Son gets in there in time. Perotto with the backhand. Sayen from here. This is deadly. This man can shoot and score from everywhere. He's so locked on. He's got such good targeting. And there it is. And that is why he's so deadly. He's been scoring goals after goals after goals, this boy. And then he changes horses and he just takes them up to 5-6. Felix Sayen. Now, I said at the start of this tournament he's not grabbing the headlines like some of the game's superstars, but he certainly is grabbing the headlines. And he's proved me wrong because he is one of the toughest, hard-working six-goalers out there. He's one of the most underrated professionals in the polo world right now. And he is capable of scoring goals from anywhere on the field. Unbelievable. What a season and what a tournament he's having. And he is partly responsible for why they are winning and getting all of these goals. Obviously, it's a team effort, but Felix Sayen, hats off to you, sir. And he's on it again now. They've got to bring it back in defence. Perotto is behind. Naveen Jindal on the left-hand side. In goes Rufi Merlos to try and challenge. Ooh, Perotto. Look at that, Adolfo. He takes it on the near side, on the offside. What a turn, but a bigger turn from Perotto. Adolfo's there waiting, sticks her in the air. There's looking a little bit scrappy. You can see how well there's 3-4 white players around one player, and it's Perotto. They literally are going, right, we can't let him release him. Do not let him fizz. Do not open that bottle of cold ice San Pellegrino fizzy water, because when you do, Perotto just pops out. And I mean that in a brilliant way. Look at this. Unbelievable. There's the Lodge. He's broken his mallet head on the hits. He's got no stick. He's just got this bamboo. The head's flown off. That was a good long range hit, though. Down towards goal. It needs defending by Jindal, and it does. Rufi Merlos, Gonzalo Ferrari. They spick it up to Naveen. Naveen on the grey. They just got to get it out of there. They just need to know they get away from Perotto. Brilliant hit on the grey from Naveen. Look at him go. Really, really nice play from him. Just trying to take it through a little bit more. It gets stopped by the navy shirts. Backed by La Dolfina Marques de Riscal. Backed again. Nobody there now. Only Felix Sayen running to it. Adolfo says, I'm going to go back in defence. Rufi's there on the near side. Tries to chip it back inside. Felix Sayen is there once again. It's Adolfo and Felix. Sayen with the shot to goal again. Being hard ridden by Adolfo. Can they watch it go out over the line? It's going, it's going, it's going, it's going, it's gone. Wow. Felix Sayen, I keep talking about him, but him and Simon Prado are making such waves on this field for this team. They're one goal behind, but man, they're deadly. That is the end of this chukker, everybody. It is the 5th. I'm getting excited. We got one more to go. Sorry, we've got this is the start of the 5th. We'll be back in a few moments, ready to get going. It is all to play for. See you in a sec.
Gone down thinking it was a 60 or further still, so rightfully waiting, and it is for Kundo Pierres. Pierres sends it out to the left-hand side, looking for Pitaluga's. Really good blocking work by Veer Harmsworth, giving Pitaluga the space, and between Harmsworth and Pitaluga, a really nice play for Kundo Pierres sent it. But do not underestimate the importance there of the work that was done by Veer Harmsworth, who just took away the player. He didn't need to do it forever, he just needed to give Joaquin Pitaluga the space coming through. 11 goals to 10.
Welcome back, everybody, for the start of the 5th chukker. It is time to get going for these two teams. Stats-wise, it's been really interesting because momentum has actually been in the last chukker for the La Dolfina Marques de Riscal Navy shirts, whereas Jindal Steel have been leading, and they have been in the head, but it has been very much in the last chukker for Perotto and his team. Felix Sayan scoring that last goal as well to take them up to 5 goals to 6 here. Horse-wise, I think we've got Alejandro Asno on Toxica. Perotto's coming out on Dolfina Santidad, which is Dolfina Guitero out of Dolfina Santa, won Best Playing Pony a couple of times in the Queen's Cup in 24 and 25. This is it here, Dolfina Santidad. He said he was starting the 5th chukker on that one, unless that's changed. Ferrari coming out on Naomi, and Adolfo will be starting on Dolfina Dimikesi, and that is a cracking little horse as well. There's a shot from the near side from Perotto, but he doesn't quite find the goal for that one. They can breathe a sigh of relief here, La Dolfina Marques Riscal, but it's certainly momentum is with them, is with the Navy shirts. Can Adolfo do anything on this horse? Can he bring some star power like he does? Can he open up and pass? Can the teams really knuckle down and split that brilliant defence that is happening right now from the Navy shirts? Naveen tries to get onto it. There's the backhand again. Felix Essain and Simon Prado working hard. So we had Dad coming one way across the field. We had Perotto going the other way. Whistle was blown straight away. And it's going to go for the sun, for Perotto. Unfortunately, Dolfina Dimikesi of Adolfo. He's played many times in the Argentine Open, this horse Adolfo's on. Went across in front of Perotto. So well, let's see what happens now. Perotto cuts left, cuts right. Adolfo gets taken out. Wow. You saw Simon Prado give Adolfo a massive bump off the ball. And look how they fed this ball in. Look how they've chipped and changed. There's the backhand from Ferrari, but it's still in front of Perotto. He's deadly here. He's deadly. Ferrari, he couldn't get it. Perotto's there. Perotto back on it, shoots and scores. Flag goes up. Whistles blow. No whistles, sorry. Flag goes up and back to the middle they go. And that is nice. Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. It's 6-6. Unbelievable game here at the Guards Polo Club on the Queen's Ground for our second match of the day. It's game 31 of the St. Regis British Open. The next match after this down at Cowdray is a big one as well. It's Black Bears with 3 wins so far. This is their last match to try and get one more win. And then we've got White Crane, who are on 2 losses and 1 win. And then after that, it's Valhalla and Gaston. There's so much polo going on in the next few days. Keep tuning in to Polo Line TV and Cowdray TV. A whistle on the play after the line out now. We're 6 apiece here. Very exciting stuff. So here's a spot from the place on the field there to Jindal Steel. Adolfo hits it up to Ferrari. Ferrari leaves it now back for Adolfo. That's nice pass and play. He's got Ruthie behind him if he needs. They're going to truck and trailer this in. Oh, that's popped out, but that's popped out well to the left-hand side to give him space to drive him up to Naveen. Up to Naveen. He's pushing. Was there a Navy shirt in the way? Did Naveen get a nice little foul in front of goal for his team? Whistle on front, and is it going to go to white shirts? Yes, it is. Jindal Steel, La Dolfina have the knock-in, have the hit here, have the penalty, have this opportunity to get up one more goal. 7-6 in the 5th here. Ferrari, Gonzalo, he takes it, and he takes it well. Such a hugely versatile player, most respected. So good in this team. His tactical awareness, his relentless work rate. He's constantly working out there for Adolfo and with Rufi, really hooking up nicely. They made the quarterfinals of the Queen's Cup last year. What did he do, Gonzalo? He was with Gaston last year, wasn't he? He was a Gaston for the Gold Cup British Open. He's won the Derville Gold Cup, the Derville Silver Cup. He won the Tripits at Cowdray last year. And then the year before, he was in the Open in Argentina. He was in the Queen's Cup with Chihuahua La Pampa. And there is another whistle now. Big conversation here from Adolfo going on in front of the umpires, saying, no, surely not. Got to be careful, there's no technicals on this one. Are they going to go to Julian Appleby? Conversation going on. Adolfo really is not happy if that goes to his son's team. They're going to ask Julian Appleby to review. I can just see him looking and discussing. Julian Appleby's the 3rd man. Important call this in the 5th. It's 7-6 with 1 goal in it. Has Adolfo done enough for them to review it even more? In America, we have the whole challenge system, and you can challenge, but over here, we have to just accept what the VAR says. And like the World Cup in the moment, you get a World Cup decisions going on VAR. There's so many disputes, isn't there, about umpiring and refereeing in the World Cup right now in FIFA. But we get it right, I think, for our sport. I think in the last 5-10 years, it's been a godsend, the drone footage, the VAR, and they're pretty good at trying to make sure it's as fair as possible. But there is a discussion going on here to Julian Appleby at the moment. It's Howard Smith and Gaston Lucero chatting. Now, Perotto's gone over now to have a chat with one of the umpires. Now, once the whistle's been blown, the whistle's been blown. Now, the 3rd man can review it, but everyone's going to utilise this as an opportunity to change. There's a lovely breeze in the air. I'm not sure if you can hear it or you can see the flags from your view, but really nice breeze coming in on this 30-degree heat. Let me go to Julian and find out. Okay, so blocking. It was the blocking call that we've seen. Blocking from the white shirt. So it's a spot hit to blue is the call. So Adolfo doesn't get what he wanted. He thought he was fine, but it's that blocking rule again that has caused a few issues this year. People still getting used to it. It's a brilliant rule. It allows play to really open up and keep going once they get used to it, these guys, and there's been a lot of it going on in this tournament. So blue will have the spot hit. It is Perotto. Look how he goes on this pony. He asked for speed and he's gone. He's literally gone past everyone. He's got one person to beat. He's got Rufy. He's in there. Rufy Merlos is waiting. They all come around him like bees to honey, but Ferrari's got to clear it. Wow, how Gonzalo Ferrari got that. And look at Rufy Merlos. Look at this pony flatten out. He's on an absolute fly. Come on, Rufy. Let's get a nice goal for you, sir. And he goes, a 19-year-old, tries to posh that one up a little bit more. He got really away from the danger area. This is nice from Jindal Steel, but look how good Felix Esayen and the boys in La Dolfina, Marques de Riscal are in trying to defend the shot. They're still trying to push forwards. It's gone back to Gonzalo Ferrari. It's back now to Adolfo. Adolfo tries to come through on the near side, but picked up by San Perotto for the other side. There's the launch back again. Here's the counter-attack. There is Simon Prado. We don't talk about him much because he's doing so much work off the field, but this is his opportunity to shine on this one because it's Prado. He's on his own. Simon Prado! Oh, he's put it to the right-hand side. Oh, yeah, unfortunate for him, but look at the speed. Did you see the speed, first of all, from that set play of Perotto's horse? He went from that set position near the halfway line, and he was in the goal mouth, but literally in 2 seconds. Ferrari and Merlos, brilliant in defence. They then shoot it back up to Rufy. Rufy gets a beautiful gallop down into their 60. And then it's a very good defence from the Jindal Steel side. So from the Marques de Riscal side, you can see, look, here we go. Look at this horse. Look at this horse. Everybody's trying to go, and he is super quick. Adolfo is being chased. Can he carry on? Simon Prado comes in with a little bit of a spoil. Look how quickly they turn on this field, and that was a handbrake turn from Esayen and from Rufy. Rufy comes up to it now. He looks over his shoulder. Oh, this is Ferrari. Sorry, Gonzalo Ferrari. Little cheeky back. It hits a little bit of traffic. Who will come to it first? They try to ride onto it, the navy shirt, saying it's their line. In goes Jindal Steel. Brilliant from Naveen. Just gets a little something on it. In goes Rufy to try and tackle Perotto. Adolfo comes through. That was a challenge that he really needed to get because now Adolfo's right at the back. And in goes Perotto. Wow. Rufy Merlos comes in, takes the man out. No whistle from there. There's the backhand. Beautiful from Rufy Merlos. Literally just destroyed Perotto in that moment. I mean, he's played with him so many times. He knows exactly where he's going to be. And here comes Adolfo. Look how calm and cool he is. Look at that. There's the shot up towards goal. What a pass. Will it fall onto Naveen Jindal? It's nice. It's got a little bit to the left. It's been picked up by Ferrari. Ferrari right in front of goal. He asked for the foul. There's the shot. There it is. It's through. Naveen Jindal gets it. Yes. Naveen, nice little goal from him. Brilliant play. Well done, Naveen Jindal. That takes them to 8-6 here in the fifth with only a couple of minutes to go on the clock. Nice play from Jindal. Big part of this team. The Indian polo beats Argentine. Brilliance. He's not just a sponsor of polo either, Naveen, and that's what I mean. He's such a genuine player. He spent over 30 years in the saddle, Naveen. A lot of people don't realise that. He's been riding for over 30-odd years. And away from polo, he competes as well. I don't know whether anybody knows that. It's a little fact I found out about him. He's a competitive shooter, and he's represented India internationally, and he's captained medal-winning teams in shooting competitions. Whoa, there is a whistle there, though. Just sorry to interrupt you on the facts of Naveen. There is a huge shout out from that call there. Oof. That's Chukka. We'll come back and we'll decide what happens for the final one. 8 to Jindal Steel here on the Queen's Ground. 6 to La Dolfina Marques de Riscal. What a match, ladies and gentlemen. What a match. Please don't go anywhere because Jindal Steel need to win this if they want to keep their dream alive. If they don't, they have 3 losses, and that'll be really them out the tournament, whether they win their last match or not. And, of course, Perotto's team need to have a win in order to work their way up the tables and still have a running. They could go to penalties. We'll find out. See you in a second.
Feel it more with Lineup Pro, the premium subscription from Lineup Polo. Follow every stat live in real time. Search any player and discover win rates, strongest teammates, and powerful performance insights. Search Lineup Polo and subscribe now.
Welcome back, everybody, for the final chukker here for the La Dolfina versus La Dolfina. It really is a very interesting match here with Jindal Steel leading. Just had a message. I'm very sorry. It is not Naveen playing. It is his son. Naveen is in India watching. Apologies on that. So we had the list through, and I have been giving Naveen lots of love, but he's actually watching in India, so thank you for Naveen for watching, but apologies, yes, that it's your son playing, but he's doing very well and just scored an amazing goal. Don't take the glory, he's going to have all the glory for that one. Apologies to you, Naveen. And we do say hi, and we do thank you for all of your patronage and all your support here. Not just a sponsor of polo. We were talking about how much you ride in the saddle and how much your son rides, and how skilled you are as a rider as well as a polo player. And obviously, those of you that know Naveen, he is one of India's best known industrialists. He's chairman of the Jindal Steel and a huge supporter of polo. And it's one hell of a partnership, La Dolfina, representing one of the strongest links between Indian polo and the modern Argentine polo game. And Jindal Panther polo team as well. He was playing since 1995, I think. Since then, it's become one of the biggest polo forces out there. So thank you very much, Naveen, for saying hi. And your son is doing absolutely brilliantly. Scored a cracking goal. 8-6 in the last. Here we go. Just waiting for the last player, which is Adolfo, coming out on his 6th chucker. He's got so many good horses to the field, along with his spares. He's got Baila Conmigo, which is one of the clones, Polo Messias, Picardia, Popular clone 1. He's got Rupia, La Play, all alongside all of these others. Hete Leonor, Dolfina, Dinikesi, Alberta Augusta, Base of Sky, JM Almulna, like just so many horses coming to the field for Adolfo, but he's the last one to join us. He's going to take this penalty tiered up. They need another one here, get a few more goals up on the scoreboard. Rufi Merlos has been playing very well indeed. Perotto's back out on the field here. He's the last one to join us. Perotto tees up the ball and he goes lining up. He could do with one here as well to just bring them back to a 1-goal ball game. Perotto, here we go, 60 in front of goal. So penalty 40 yards. There it goes. 6-7, 8 it is. 1 goal in it. The flag goes up. They look at it. There's a couple of chats from the white team as they come back to the middle, and that was a beautifully struck ball from Perotto, and it's time for them. They had a lot of momentum in the 4th chukker. A little bit more in the 5th, went back to Jindal Steel shirts. And now it'll be interesting to see who can keep that final pressure on. They won the Ashton Silver Cup in their 3rd game, Perotto's team, against Suzanne Indian Tigers. It was the 5th chukker that they pulled away. Felix Asain scored 8 goals. Perotto scored 4. Very interesting to see now the gameplay from the white shirts. Adolfo comes over to the boards, looks over his shoulder. Rufi's there. There's the backhand. Perotto comes in to challenge. Gonzalo gets hooked out of it nicely by Simon Prado. Up goes Perotto against Rufi, but sweeps in is the goat. Adolfo tries to drive it up to find the top of the Jindal Steel team, but in comes Gonzalo, in comes Ferrari. But look at Felix Asayen working so hard, pushing that ball through, leaves it for Perotto, turning quickly is Adolfo, whistle blown as Adolfo spins round on this pony. And there is a penalty against La Dolfina Marques de Riscal. Ferrari takes another one, and he does pull away a little bit more. 9-7. 9-7. Jindal Steel. Nice. Another one from Ferrari. He's had a good couple of goals in this tournament, in this match, so far. And from that penalty, thanks to Adolfo turning, spinning on the ball there so quickly, they managed to get another one. Now, you know full well that La Dolfina Marques de Riscal will come out of this line out. They have possession. There's the pass up Perotto. He's now ahead. This is good. He's just got one man to beat. So Rufi Merlos goes back, but this is beautiful. Look at it here. Perotto straight out the line out, answers with a goal. And that is a lovely, beautiful play. 8 goals to 9, and that's how quickly they can turn. What a line out, what a win. And Rufi, and they were just left a little bit with stalling a little bit as he shot out. And what a pony, the way he managed to get past everybody on that one. So we have about 5 minutes or so to go in this final match to see who will progress or who will have more of a chance to work up the league table. This is their last match for the qualifying round for Perotto, and we have another match for the white shirts of Jindal Steel, La Dolfina. Look at this. Look how he's dancing around everybody. He's gone around 2 or 3 people, and he literally has just left them. In goes Sayen just to try and pick that up. Sayen, and then he leaves that now. It will be Jindal Steel it comes back to. Now Adolfo, he's got a few options. He's got a couple of options. There we go, Ferrari. He takes it forwards. He's got Adolfo behind. He's left it now. Adolfo comes running down the line. Now, that was really nice. You can kind of see Adolfo seeing if that was going to happen. He kind of teed that up a little bit. It looked very interesting the way he came down there, and Prado might have just got caught by that little execution plan. But the umpires are just going to have a look at it and a quick discussion, and Adolfo will go and change onto another pony. Free change has been given for everybody. So the way it goes at the moment is Hechicera has won against both of these guys. They've won all their matches so far. La Dolfina Marques de Riscal lost out in their first game against them, and Jindal Steel went to overtime. They only just lost out to them, Adolfo. That was a hell of a match, that. It went to overtime, and there was a lovely pass from Heta up to Ned Hine, and he managed to finish it and put it through the posts. Kazakh, La Dolfina Marques de Riscal won against Kazakh, but Jindal Steel lost against Kazakh. So, thank you for shouting out from India, Naveen, for watching your son, Venkatesh. Venki has had a brilliant game. Venkatesh, he's absolutely been flying out there today. Been really helpful in creating space and taking the ball up the field and having a few runs to goal. And he scored that lovely goal earlier on in the chuck-up, fifth chuck-up. Here we go. So Adolfo will take this penalty to try and put them a little bit further ahead. 10 goals. Speaking to Augustin Nilo earlier on, and it was like, oof, which way is it going to go? Either way, it's an important match for both of these guys. He hits it well. He hits it through. He's on target on this chestnut. Back to the middle. 10-8 in a few minutes. It's leaving it harder for Perotto and his team. So if they win this and they win against Sujan Indian Tigers, that keeps them going. Might be 2 wins and 2 losses, which could take them through the penalties. So they need to win against Sujan Indian Tigers, Adolfo's team, which is their next match on Tuesday, I think. Tuesday or Wednesday. Tomorrow or Wednesday. Here we go. Perotto comes in, takes it from the line-out. Straight under his dad. Dad appeals, but there's nothing from the umpires. Look how quickly he's gone round 1. He's gone round 2. He's asking this horse for a little bit more speed. Literally gets hooked out of it nicely, though, by Ferrari. There's the backhand. They all turn on it. Oh, that was Merlos, sorry. Merlos to Ferrari. Whoa! Left it on the boards. Comes back to the Navy shirts. What a turn by Prado. Prado now. He's got Simon Prado. What a nice little turn from him. He's got SA in behind. He checks, has to check right up. Oh, they're going to bring it right to a stop. It's got to be careful. Perotto looks up. He's going to go for the big one. He looks up. There it is. Oh! He's hit it right into his dad. Oof. What do you think the conversation's going to be about that? Oh, later on when they get home. Now, it's going to be a question of whether Perotto could have actually hit it around him and whether Adolfo moved across. I can't see from here. We'll have a look at the VAR and we'll look at Julian Appleby's eye in the sky, as it were. But, yeah, that punch straight into the back of Adolfo. He holds his back. Oof. It's one thing, another player hitting it, but family into family, oh. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last time. They get a drop ball. Possession goes to Adolfo. I wonder whether they have a chat about that when they're, when they're around the family table having food, and there's a moment of family time, and they have a little chat of like, do you remember that time that you hit that ball and it properly went into the? Yeah, do you remember the time you hit me, Dad? And you have a lovely little chat about it. I'm sure they do. Here we go, Perotto. So beautiful in the way he rides. Just soft with his hands. He's so calm, using his weight and his balance, his seat, and the way he rides these horses. His hands very rarely do anything. It's all about his body weight and the way he uses his thighs and his core, and unbelievable the way he glides on these horses. Avoids the hook. He's still got it. He knows he's got work to do. Oh, his stick gets yanked out his hands. Rufi goes up to him nicely from Rufi Merlos. These two played a lot on the same team together. That's nice from Rufi. He goes and picks it up, gives it back to Perotto, but it got yanked out in that tackle. But it has wasted time, and it gives more time and more opportunity for the white shirts. There's the back by Alejandro Aznar. Venkatesh gets a nice bit of pressure on there, but it gets called back by La Dolfina. Marques de Riscal. SAN go back. There's a whistle. Perotto was behind. Oh, is this going to be a penalty for La Dolfina Marques de Riscal? If it is, it's going to be an opportunity for them to take it to 9-10 here. Couple of changes going on whilst they wait in this play. Adolfo, the shoulders are shrugged. He's chatting to Howard Smith. He's pointing. He knows that this is a really important call. Penalty to Porotto Cambiasso. He winds up, he circles, he hits, he strikes. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. He's put it wide. Man, they needed that. Gosh, that could be it. That could be the play of the game. That could be the play of the chukker there. That's kept them on 8. Oh, if he'd got that, momentum would have taken them to 9, but they know that the clock is running out. They look over their shoulders now. It's all going to be about keeping possession and not giving it back to them. It gets a nice big hit to the right-hand side. There's the call for it. Oh, wasn't as good as it wanted from Ferrari. That time it is, though. Rufi up to... Yes, it is. It's Van Kanesh up the top. He goes past it up to Rufi. This is a chance for Merlos. He's put it to the left-hand side. But the clock is still clocking down, and this could be it, that they win their first game of the British Open so far. Adolfo, they've got 2 losses, but this could be win. If they win against Sujan India Tigers, it could be the comeback of comebacks. Porotto, he wants another one. He knows that the time is clicking. Could he get one and then one more? He's really going for it. He hasn't let off the gas. They've got 2 wins and 1 loss, but this will be a 2-win, 2-loss record that he'll end on, because this is their 4th and final game, remember. Literally, there's not much left on the clock. Porotto drops back in defence. Here comes Adolfo. Jindal steal. La Dolfina hits the ball up. This is nice. Merlos to try and challenge Felix Sayan. Venkatesh goes for it. Ooh, just over the top of that one. It's still in play. Sayan. Prado turns, gets sticked out of it. Sayan's there. Felix, what is there now? There's hardly anything left in it. The guys know they've done it. The guys know that they've got a win for Adolfo, and that's unfortunate. And that'll be it. Jindal steal. La Dolfina shaking hands, and that is the end of the match. Congratulations to the white shirts, Jindal steal, La Dolfina, and to Venkatesh, and to Rufi Merlos, Gonzalo Ferrari, and Adolfo Cambiasso. They take the win here on the Queen's ground. 10 goals to La Dolfina Marques de Riscal's 8. They finish La Dolfina Marques de Riscal on 2 wins and 2 losses. That's 2 wins and 2 losses. We'll see where they go in the league. And then we have 2 losses and 1 win now for Jindal Steel La Dolfina. MVP absolutely goes to, I think he worked his socks off out there. He had to refocus and reset after Chukker 1. It goes to Rufino Merlos, the 6th goaler. Really, really nice play from Rufi. He was working so hard out there. He was getting pulled and pillar to post, and he did not stop at all throughout that whole game. Well done, Rufi. You get MVP. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you've enjoyed watching. We've got another 2 matches today. We've got the next match is Black Bears down at Cowdray from Guards, and John will be kicking that one off against White Crane. That's just starting now, so you can tune into that one. Black Bears, White Crane, and then at 5 o'clock it's Valhalla Gaston. Thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you now for the next match, White Crane and Black Bears, and we'll see you at 5 o'clock, Valhalla Gaston. It is Jindal Steel that keep their dream alive, maybe for a little bit longer, here on the Queen's ground at Guards Polo Club. From Colin Martinez and Polo Line TV, Cowdray TV, bye for now.